Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up weekdays. Catch us live, somebody, let's go.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are doing well out there, enjoying your day, doing something positive with your Wednesday. It is hump day, y'all. It is hump day. Yeah, I know y'all are looking at this title like, what? What's going on? Yeah, some real stuff. I had to pull this up because I only have a little bit of time, unfortunately, today. And I told you guys for the course of this couple weeks are going to be a little sporadic and all over the place. So I appreciate all y'all for being so understanding and still hanging in there with me with everything. But yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm still planning on doing something a little bit later on this evening with y'all and hanging out and talking about some other things that are going on in the world. But most definitely, I was like, you know what? Let me jump on here really quick and talk about this particular story because this one's weird. This one's weird. Okay? You see the title down below. I know some of y'all don't even give a damn about no Adele. I get it. But I wanted to have a discussion or bring this up because I found this a little strange. I found this one a little strange. Okay? And this one's starting to circulate right now as we speak. People are really starting to talk about this one like crazy. Yeah. So I felt like I needed to jump on and talk to you guys about this because this one's weird. This one's very, very weird to me. Sorry, I'm just fixing something in the background for this real quick. But so we definitely got to talk about this because like I said, this one's very, very strange. And it's now something that people are talking about right now. It's starting to get out there. It's starting to circulate. I figured, you know what? Let me talk to you guys about this. Let's chop it up. Let's talk about this whole thing because this is a short show, a very, very short show. We got to jump on here and talk about this. Oh, and yes, I would definitely talk about Nelly's video. We will be talking about that at some point. It's weird because, you know, it's weird. And I'll explain a little later why I'm kind of hesitant about doing that particular story. But we will talk about a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, Nelly got a sex tape out, y'all. I'll just say it. Nelly got a sex tape. So we will be talking about that a little bit later on this afternoon. Most likely, yeah, this afternoon. But anyway, let's get into the stories, y'all. If you haven't done it yet, please hit that like button down below. That would really mean a lot. That would mean the world to me. And let's not forget to hit that subscribe button. That would be great. Okay. And yes, Reagan, I will be, or Reagan, hopefully it's Reagan. I will be talking about that. We will talk about it later on this afternoon. The Nelly sex tape, which is just absolutely insane to me. But hit that subscribe button, send those likes all the way up, and let's get into these stories, shall we? Like I said, not here for a long time, but here for some interesting time. Right now, Adele is starting to is starting to trend right now because there are people out here in the communities that feel some type of way about what she recently said at the Brit Awards. And allegedly at the Brit Awards, she said, "I love being a female artist. I love being a woman." That's literally what she said. And now people in various groups are basically calling her anti-trans for saying what she said. Now, I got some articles and stuff, so we're going to get into this here. I do find it interesting. This one's interesting. Very, very interesting. But let's get into this, shall we? So now Adele is being accused of being anti-trans after telling genderless Brits she loves being a female artist. But legions of fans and PR experts praise her for standing up for women during primetime slot on Super Woke ITV. Okay. And this is something that just started breaking. People are just starting to talk about this. So this is hot and fresh out the damn kitchen. All right. So Adele is today at the center of an extraordinarily row between transgender right activists and feminists after she took a stand against the ultra woke genderless. I'm reading this article, okay? Genderless Brit Awards by declaring, "I love being a woman." I mean, it makes me think of that song. It's a song. Damn, I feel like a woman. What's that song? You know what I mean? Feel like a woman. That's what it just sounds like that to me. Instantly, I'm thinking, okay, she's proud to be who she is, but whatever. Her speech while collecting Artist of the Year at the 202, I guess, 02 Arena in London sparked uproarious cheers from the audience and viewers at home. At home took the social media to say, "Thank God she has said it." Okay, the Brits axed separate male and female prizes for best solo and best international acts in 2022 to avoid upsetting several artists. So in other words, they cut out they literally did a genderless awards. Okay, so they cut out male or female because they didn't want to upset or offend any of their artists, including former Brit winner Sam Smith, who identifies as non-binary. Collecting the award, Adele said, "I understand why the name of this award has changed, but I really love being a woman and being a female artist. I'm really proud of us." And some of Adele fans have already said she offended non-binary people and branded her as a TERF, which is a derogatory term for a feminist who excludes the rights of transgender women, also thrown at the singer's friend J.K. Rowling. Ay, ay, ay. So one LGBTQ activist said, please no, Adele can't be a TERF. That's the last comment, though ambiguous, could be perceived as turfy. Please no. Another critic said, "I love Adele, but that woman comment seemed like a bit of a dig. Non-binary artists deserve better." Paul M. Rodriguez Jr. said he had lost a lot of respect for Adele and would not spend a cent on her music, adding, "What sucks, I really liked her." But women's rights groups have praised her stance. A spokesperson for charity Safeguard Women and Girls said, "Yes, women are a part of society. 50% actually. At Adele, you make every woman I know proud. You're an inspiration to many of what can be achieved." Transgender teacher Debbie Hayton said, "Adele's message to women and girls was inspirational. Here was a woman who has sold tens of millions of albums telling the world she was proud to be a woman. That's something to celebrate, not condemn." Journalist and women's rights activist Ina Shevchenko said, Welcome to the brave, inclusive new world. Now saying I really love being a woman, I really love being a female artist is enough to be labeled as a TERF and a transphobe. While feminist Victoria Smith tweeted, "It's really nice to hear someone saying she loves being a woman. I increasingly think a lot of what we see as generational tension in feminism comes down to a form of self-hate. I'm ashamed of being female. I don't want to become, I guess, quote unquote, that." Publicists who have represented some of the biggest artists or some of the biggest stars told Mail Online that Adele's stance on the genderless Brit Awards would be good for her career, branding her musical Teflon. PR guru and crisis management expert Mark Borkowski told Mail Online that the star may have upset her record label bosses, but they have no power to cancel her while she continues to be the world's top-selling artist. She said Adele was channeling authenticity in London last night and proving she's a giant personality who is not a vanilla effigy, and who is not a vanilla effigy pouring out messages to suit a woke agenda. Okay. We got the video here. We're going to take a look at this real quick. When I find it beautiful. Real quick. But okay. There's a lot to unfold here. There's a lot to say here. We're going to show this video real quick though.
Wasn't expecting this one at all. Like, I want to say massive congratulations to Little Sims. I've got so much love for you. I think you're absolutely Dave, Ed, Sam. I'm so proud to be in your company. And I love being an artist. I really do, and I genuinely can't believe that it's my job. And real artistry, I know I've spoken about it before, but there's so many new artists here. England, the UK, we have so many incredible new young artists coming up, and never lose sight of why you are who you are. The reason people are into you is because of something you have in you. Don't ever let go of that, ever. Yeah, and also, you know, I understand why the name of this award has changed, but I really love being a woman and being a female artist. I do. I'm really proud of us. I really, really am. Thank you so much.
Okay. Woo! Okay. So now you've seen the clip, all right? Which I'll probably have to cut out later on because, you know, copyright stuff and everything. But you've seen the clip itself. She literally addresses this whole thing. She addresses, hey, you know, I know that this is a genderless award right now and all that, but I just love being a female artist. I love being a woman. Okay. Now, my question to you is this okay in your minds or not? Now, you got to remember why they are there. Why the awards have been named, that have become genderless. And yeah, you can sit there and go, oh, you know, super woke and all that stuff. That's fine. To each their own. That's your opinion. That's fine. But when she goes up there and says, well, I love being a female artist, you know, I identify as she and her, is this out of line? Just like I'm proud of being a black man. Does that make, I'm proud of being black. Does that make me suddenly racist? Does that make me a black supremacist for saying that I'm proud of being black? If I say I love being a man, does that mean that I don't like other people who identify as any other pronoun? the reason why I'm asking these things is because, okay, well, first off, she's been under a lot of pressure and under a lot of she's been getting a lot of backlash due to this Vegas trip thing, and now, you know, then it's all this. We talked about this whole rumor mill thing about her, the whole situation with her and her man Rich Paul and all that crap, right? So I know that they're already trying to find ways to quote unquote cancel her, right? But her sitting there saying she's proud of who she is, being who she is, does that make her a quote unquote TERF? Now, again, let me pull that up again. A TERF is an acronym for Trans Exclusionary Radical Feminist. Okay. And just so it's more clear on what a TERF is, because they're clearly going out here saying that she's a TERF for saying, I love being a woman. Okay. But it's a term for feminists who exclude the rights of transgender women. It's a derogatory term for feminists who exclude the rights of transgender women. It's a little bit better than the other, like the other explanation, right? Which is, of course, the trans exclusionary radical feminist. It's like, okay, what does that really mean? In layman's terms, it means a feminist who excludes the rights of transgender women. Now, apparently, she tight with J.K. Rowling. And if you don't know who J.K. Rowling is the woman who basically penned all of the Harry Potter movies. Or sorry, not the movies, but the books that, of course, turned into movies, right? And she has gone on to her Twitters and gone into there with her twits and stuff and has said her own fair share of things, right? Within the LGBTQ plus community, specifically aimed towards the trans community. Okay. So now this woman comes up and says, you know, I really thank you so much for this award. I know why this is called. I know why it's being genderless. I know they took down the name or the titles of this, but I love being a woman. Does that mean, what does that equate to in your personal opinion? Okay. Is this cancelable? Is this a cancelable act? Or I can't talk today. Or is this something? Or is this a nothing burger? In my personal opinion, I think this is a nothing burger. I'm just going to be real. It's not like she went up there and said the trans community is nothing, and, you know, saying all kinds of crazy rhetoric. She didn't say anything like that. In my personal opinion, she just said, I love being a woman. So then there's other songs, you know, what is that? I Am Woman, Hear Me Roar. I mean, any other song that's of any female empowerment, what? You can't play those songs? I know that's a little extreme, but you know what I'm saying. It just seems strange to me that people would get all up in arms about her saying, I'm proud of being a woman, which is exactly who she is. She identifies as a woman. She is a woman. She was born a woman, regardless if she transitioned into a woman and said, I am proud to be a woman. I am proud to identify as female. Would she still be in trouble for saying what she said? Or no? So, you know, I want to open up the phone lines because I only have a little bit of time, but I want to open up the excuse me, the video chat line. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Does this automatically mean that she's being anti-trans, or does this mean that she's just saying she's just proud to be a woman? Now, I got a super chat. Jeff Height, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Is this all leading to a full out attack on Genesis 5:5, Genesis 5:2, female and male and female, he created them? You know, I don't know where this is going, but Jeff Height, good question though. I don't know where it's going, but it's going somewhere. Okay. People are upset about this. People are wondering about, like, trying to figure this whole thing out. And right now, this is something that she is getting under fire for. I want to open up the phone lines or the video chat lines, because I'd love to hear everyone's thoughts on this. She's been on the canceled chopping block last week, y'all, and now she back on this mother lover again. Okay, we got to talk about it. We got to talk about it, because I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. And yeah, it's me. Wait, hold up. Y'all are coming in with the comments. Hold up. All right. The link is pinned to the top. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Please, by all means, jump on in. I'd love to get a video panel going on, or a panel of people to come in and hear your thoughts on this. What does this constitute as, in your personal opinion? Is this something that would make her lose her sales from the LGBTQ plus community, from the trans community? Let's just even get it even more micro, right? Is this something where she should be in trouble for, or no? So hit that link up above, join the conversation. I'd love to hear your thoughts on all this. Okay. I feel like there's been other people that have gone up here and have said worse. I feel like there's other people that have come up to a microphone and said worse things than this. And I don't think this is bad. And I think people are taking it out of context in a way. Well, not really out of context, but I think that they're just taking it and reading into it a little bit too much. So definitely hit that link above. Love to hear your thoughts on all this. Okay. We got Happy in the house. What's up, Happy? Hello, Happy. Hello, Happy. Hello, Happy. Okay, never mind. We had them and now they gone. But love to hear your thoughts on this. Like I said, Explore just said insanity at best. I do think it's a little crazy. And I'm all for the LGBTQ community, plus community. I'm all for trans rights. I'm all for all those things. But I feel like they're reading into this way too much. And it doesn't matter if she's friends with, to me, it doesn't matter if she's friends with J.K. Rowling or not. I just think that they're taking this and they're running with it. The public, there are people out here that are very upset about her saying what she said, and I don't see it. I don't see it. I just don't see it. But we do have Tyler here. What's up?
Oh, hi.
What up, man?
I'm actually just waiting for a ride here. But I can chat for a bit.
Right on. Come on, man. Speak on it. What's on your mind?
Yeah, I don't really see the controversy here. I just heard her say she loves being a woman. There's not. I don't think there's anything really to get too much upset about. And normally I'm the type of person to like really uphold and try to fight for as much as possible human rights, and the human rights of anyone, like trans people, black people, Jewish people in general, and I don't really condone anyone at all like making fun of that or just in general just being not in favor of that. In terms of this though, I didn't see anything like that. I didn't even really see her call herself like a TERF or anything, or use any terms that like exclude a certain group of people.
Right. I just don't see. I guess for me, I'm still trying to understand it, but this is me being a heterosexual straight black male. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I and I, of course I can't speak on the trans community and what they thought hearing what she said. Now, I feel like in a way, if she said, I love being a white person, or I love being a white woman,
I'd have a problem with that.
The whole world would split in half. Like it would literally, the earth would split in half. The whole world would just go insane, right?
Right.
And yes, you like the last thing a white person needs to say is, "I just love being white." That's not good.
You don't need to say that.
That's a bad thing to say, right? But she just said, "I love being a woman. I love being a female artist." Like I said, I
think that's empowering, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, in my opinion, like
it's empowering.
It's
empowering. Like, hey, we're out here. I'm a woman. I am, she's obviously top of her class, right? The upper echelon of success as far as the world looks at her as one of the best voices in the world, right? People travel from all over the country or from all over the globe to see her sing live. I mean, it's like seeing Pavarotti. You know what I mean? It's seeing one of the best voices out there. It's going and seeing Whitney Houston. She's up there on that level. You know what I'm saying? And
Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey. Yep. That's kind of like, I mean, and I do somewhat have a bias since I did listen to a lot of Adele stuff in childhood. And I do love a lot of her music. Kind of the same thing with Whitney and Mariah, even though I didn't grow up with them in the same way I did.
Right. Like I said, it's a very interesting thing. It's a very interesting thing for her to say. I can understand that, but it's a very interesting reaction that the world is allegedly having right now. Like I said, this is something that is starting to trend right now on Twitter, and some people are going, "Yeah, get the hell out of here. This ain't nothing, right? Nothing burger, right?" And then there's other people out here going, "Oh my God, I'm so offended by what she has just said," right?
Right. I mean, I didn't really hear about this until you talked about it.
Of course.
I mean, I did know of like the other drama that Adele was going through, like with her boyfriend and canceling shows and all that.
Yeah, I mean, and I feel like that's part of the wave. It started with that negative thing, her basically blatantly lying to her fans from what people are speculating. And then now there's this, right? Now there's this whole anti-trans comment that they're saying that she said. I got a super chat. Jeff Height, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Adele made the mistake of identifying herself amidst those who fight for the act of identifying themselves. I'm confused. That's a very good comment. That's a very good point right there. I do have Lauren C in here too. Hello, Lauren C.
Hey, how are you?
I am good. How you doing, sweetheart?
Great. Well, I had as soon as I heard the word trans, I chimed in as a woman. So
please, Shimon.
I think that this is getting ridiculous.
Thank you.
And I'm not talking about the trans thing. I'm just talking about Adele, period. Ever since she's lost her weight, it just seems like she just keeps getting attacked from one thing or another. So first it's she, oh, well, she's fat, so let's not like her because she's fat. Then she loses weight, and then it's like, oh, well, she doesn't care about body positivity because she lost weight. Then it's, oh, she's dating a black man, and that's the reason why all this stuff is going on. Then she cancels shows. Now it's the trans thing. It's just like, okay, who is really trying to get her out of here? Because it just seems like this is just ridiculous. How can you get upset when a woman says, I'm proud to be a female artist, when we have female Grammy categories? I mean, let's just call it what it is. You are the best. There's you know, male and female categories in every single award show pretty much out there, right? Yep. So it's like, how can I sit there and be, I'm sorry, I'm just frustrated about this, because as a woman, I feel I'm getting attacked because it's like, now to counteract what you said earlier, Pascal, with Tyler, you said, well, what if she said, if she was I'm proud to be a white woman, the world was split in half?
Yes. Just saying I'm proud of being white.
Yeah, just saying I'm proud of being white. Yeah,
the world was.
However, that's the false equivalency. I have to say that. And the reason why I say that is because there is in society no group that I've ever heard of or ever read of in history of women who try to dominate and change men and how they perceive things in the world, or a woman-ran society where women are exterminating men for being men. That doesn't happen. But when it comes to racial inequality, that's something totally different. You have white supremacy. There's no such thing as woman supremacy. Doesn't exist. And even in this instance, this shows that women are basically seen to be in this country as inferior, because we can't even speak up and say, hey, I'm a woman and I was born with an X and a Y chromosome or an XX chromosome. You know what I mean? I was born this way. Like, this is the way that I was born. Like, I have a vagina, I have menstruals, I go through these things, right? And it's like, as soon as Adele is saying, yes, I'm proud to be born the way that I am, there's an issue. But if the opposite side, they're saying that, you know, it's like they can be proud to be trans, but I can't be proud to be who I was born. You want me to accept you by degrading, or not degrading, but by pushing myself to the side. And I just feel like, if you're trans, be trans. If you identify as, I don't like the cisgender thing because I'm not cis, I'm a woman, right? So if I feel like I'm a natural born woman and that's how I identify, you should respect me by identifying that way, just like I should respect you. I don't go back, you know, I'm not saying that you can't be in our spaces. I can't say that I'm going to welcome you with open arms. But the same thing has to happen on both ends. And it just seems like the trans community wants everyone to accept them, but they're not accepting of the groups of the circles that are already established before they enter into those spaces.
I see what you're saying. And it's interesting because, you know, some people will sit there and say woman supremacy is feminism. I don't agree with that.
Well, feminism is equal, that's equal. That's a definition.
Well, no,
for that.
I'm saying some extreme spheres, okay, will sit there and say, well, believe that the female empowerment, or you know, women moving forward and being equal to men type of thing. A lot of places will sit there and say, oh, it's feminism, which is ridiculous. I don't agree with that. Before I get destroyed, I don't agree with that. So but no, you ain't wrong with that. It is very interesting that the transgender community, the trans community wants to be accepted, but then there are moments where they will push. There's a pushback, and it's kind of like, well, wait, if we as people have to accept who you are, right? Then you should be accepting on who we are as well. Just like the black community. If you're sitting there going, hey, you know, you got I'm black, and you know, you need to accept who I am as a black person. I feel like the same thing I would expect. If I expect you to understand me and accept who I am, I would expect, or you should expect me to accept who you are as well, as an individual as well, regardless of your race, right? So when you look at something like this, as far as the trans community, it does seem weird that it's wrong for her to go up there and say, I'm proud of being who I identify as, whether that is being naturally born a woman or transitioning into a woman. So that's why I was saying earlier, if she was trans and she went up there and said, I'm proud to be a woman, everybody would get up and start applauding her? You see what I'm saying?
That's exactly what would happen. They would applaud her.
Exactly,
And they disrespect us.
It's that double standard that's very strange to me. But let me pull up, get on to somebody else here. We got Honestly on here. Hello, Honestly.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes. Good morning. Good morning. What's on your mind? Speak on it. You're on the mic. Let's go.
I agree with, and I'm going to be quick because I'm at work, but I agree with Lauren that, the whole cis thing, I don't like it at all. And I think this is just going to be a big nothing burger because when I'm looking online, it just seems like someone in the community, a few people in the community just threw out some fillers just to see like, oh, let's see if anyone, bites, and I don't really think it's going to turn into much for Adele, but I do think it's something that women need to pay attention to, because it makes me think about the statement Nikita Dragon made when she said that, trans women look better than cis women. And so it's like, you guys are the kings of gaslighting, because they come like, oh, we just want to be in harmony with you and we want to be a part of your circles. But on the deepest levels, it's a bit of competition there. It's a bit of like, my goal is to replace you or to be better than you. It's not cool, but I don't think it's going to mean anything for Adele.
Yeah. I mean, she is kind of in that level of, it would be very hard for her to be quote unquote canceled, right? It'd be very, very hard for her to be just lose all the album sales and whatnot. I mean, it would take a lot. She would have to say the N-word live. You see what I'm saying? Or you know what I mean? She would have to go to great lengths to destroy her career.
Right.
There are people out here that are looking at this and saying, well, hey, she didn't do anything wrong. Like, shoot, I'm on here going, I don't think she said anything wrong. Personally, I don't.
Yeah.
Right. I think if she keeps making albums like this last one, then, she might not make it too much.
And canceling a huge Vegas show out of nowhere.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. I think that's
what Adele needs to worry about. Right.
Yes. Other things to worry about for show. But honestly, thank you so much for coming on. I know you're in the middle of work. I appreciate you sneaking in and being on the show with us. Thank you so much.
For sure. Thanks for having me. Take care.
Anytime. Bye-bye.
Hey, Pascal.
Yes. Shoot.
She just brought up a really good point. And this kind of goes back to a conversation that we've had a long time ago, but I just keep going back to the psychology. Like, why is this? Like, I guess I'm confused as a woman. Like, why is it that there's a difference between trans men and trans women? And I just looked it up, and it's the same group that seems to be yelling. I don't see trans men in an uproar about this. And it just makes me wonder why. Yeah. And that's just a question I'm going to put out there. It just makes me wonder why. Is it misogyny? Is it internal misogyny? Thinking that you can come into a space and take over the space? What is it? Like, where is the psychology that says, well, I am now, I'm transitioning to a woman, which is great. Do what you do. I love it. Do whatever you feel is right, right? I want to be next to you. I want to fight beside you. Okay, great. But when it's time for us, when it's the Sandra Blands, when it's the Breonna Taylors, when it's you want us to fight for you, but we don't see you fighting for us. We don't see you, we see you fighting against us, but you want to be in our space. And that's just a mind F for me. Because it's like, I'm letting you into my space, but you're kicking me out of my own space.
Yeah, you got a point. Okay, I don't have a whole lot of time left. I'm going to have to wrap up here very, very shortly. So let me just pull up Ayan. Ayan. Hello, Ayan.
Hello. Hi.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, I tried not to. I sent some messages in Twitch. And it got real controversial up in here, and I don't think that you guys realized. So hi, I'm a non-binary he them.
Okay. Hello.
I exist in the trans community all over the online sphere. I'm sorry, I have a rooster.
Is it 6 o'clock over there?
That's so cool.
They go off all the time, to be honest.
Right on.
They're looking for attention.
Right on, right on. It's funny because everyone thinks, fun fact, they crow all day, every day. They don't care, right?
Yeah. Just if they see something, if they hear something,
yeah.
if something looks threatening to that,
Absolutely.
Generally not at night, but yeah. So
thank God.
I want to get to it because you said that you didn't have a whole lot extra time.
I got a few short minutes, so
yeah. So I'm going to be super to the point. First of all, when you are addressing issues that the trans community says that they have, it would be greatly helpful to have trans people on your show. So if you've got somebody who you can call up, I would highly recommend it because there was a lot of stuff that happened here that you then chimed in agreeing to. That's not okay. We're gonna address cis because this is an issue that I have heard people in general having, and it's not an issue. You need to understand. Everybody who is cis needs to understand. It's not an issue. Cis literally means it's a Latin prefix. It means on the side of. Okay, so trans is a Latin prefix that means across, through, or beyond. So when you are transgender, you are not the gender that you were proclaimed upon birth. When you are cisgender, when you are cis, you are on the side of the gender that you were proclaimed upon birth.
Thank you for explaining that because I didn't know that. That puts a different perspective.
So when a person says, "I'm not cis, I'm a blah," you're showing your ignorance. You're showing that you don't know and you haven't spent the time to learn. So I'm glad that I could share that with you guys.
I appreciate you saying what you need to say.
It's important for you to understand that gender and sexuality is largely on a Latin prefix and suffix situation. So if you don't understand, just look up the prefixes and it basically explains everything. Okay, so there's that.
Okay. Unfortunately, I got like 3 minutes and then I got to jump off.
Okay, all right. So
I don't mean to cut you short,
let's get directly to what Adele said. It's about context. Now, understand that the Brits Award has been removed from a male and female category. It's now an everybody category.
Genderless, yeah.
Correct. So when Adele comes on and says, "I understand," and I quoted it, but it was on my phone, so I don't have it up in front of me. But I'm going to paraphrase a little here because I don't have the quote. I understand why the category is named the way that it is now, but I am proud of being a woman. I'm proud of us as female performers.
Artists. Yeah.
That is important because there is still gender disparity in the music industry, in every industry. It's important. Also, I did some quick research on this. Trans people aren't upset with Adele. There was one single negative Twitter that was made by somebody with an at TV Mourns. So they're specifically looking for stuff that's negative. And then a TERF picked that up and ran with it. And now the trans community is not happy with that.
I see.
But they're not unhappy with Adele. And it's important to get these things straight and to look at the origination of these things, because the more that we propagate this he said, she said, this community said, that community said, the less that we're communicating effectively with each other about the issues. And then I'd like to go back and say, Lauren was asking, well, why is this an issue? Why is this keep coming up with Adele? That That's the real question, is why are these news outlets going after Adele, after this nothing burger that apparently nobody bothered to look up? But I would also like to very briefly touch on the transphobia that I heard here from Lauren and from Honestly. Trans women coming into your space, kicking you out, taking over. No, they just want in. They just want in. And when you say you're kicking me out because you came in, you're saying there's not room for you here. You can't come in. There's no room.
I see.
They're not trying to be better than you. Trans women have to try so hard to be accepted, and many still aren't because they don't, quote unquote, pass. They don't look woman enough. There is a metric that they feel that they have to reach that for many is unattainable.
Right.
So the fact that they put forth so much effort into looking as good as they can is to try and feel and be perceived as valid.
I see. Now I see what you're saying, but I don't think Lauren C was trying to be in.
I don't think she was trying to.
You know,
it wasn't blatant, but there are these little threads of phobia in all of our conversations, and it's important to say, hold on a sec, let's look at that. What are we really saying when we say this?
Gotcha. And I understand that. You know, unfortunately, I gotta wrap.
I totally understand. I just wanted to get the highlights there. I took notes, and I'm like, all right, let's.
I see. But the thing is of course you have your opinions. The other people on the panel that came on and jumped on have theirs, of course, as well. You know, I think that if I had more time, we'd be able to stretch this out and have a real conversation. Have Lauren C and other people on the show. Just so you know, I do bring people of the trans community on my show to talk about things that are going on around in the trans community, and things like, you know, the Dave Chappelle situation and all that. So
that's great. I'd encourage.
I just want to make that abundantly clear before I wrap up this show, because I understand you have your opinions. I definitely have mine. That's the reason why we have this show and have panel and all that. But I do appreciate you coming on and talking about this and putting in your 2 cents. And
thanks for having me on. And I would encourage you to go ahead and intentionally bring people in every time that you have panelists to talk about trans issues, because if there had been no pushback on that, this would have been highly cringe.
Interesting.
Yeah,
like I said,
that was that. I have more notes, but we don't have time. So
no, I understand that.
Just
I appreciate your hold on. I appreciate your opinions. I do. I gotta let you go, but thank you so much for being on.
Have a great day. Thanks for having me.
You too. Bye-bye. Anyway, guys, it is time to get going. I appreciate everybody for being on. I appreciate everybody for being on. I really do appreciate it. You know, everyone is entitled to their opinions, and I try to do my best to respect as much as I can everyone's opinion. All right. This was a very interesting, quick show, but hopefully you guys are able to walk away with something to gnaw on and let ruminate in your mind. Right. Whether you agree with me or disagree with me, that is your opinion. You have every right to agree or disagree with me or anybody else. These are all just opinions here. But anyway, I appreciate all y'all for coming on and having a conversation, because without conversations, we can't progress. We can't grow as a group, as a people, right? So whether you agree with it or not with Adele, that's up to you guys. Think about it, talk about it, and I'll see you guys in the next show. All right. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I will see you guys very, very soon. I'll probably be on in the next few hours. So got another big story to talk about as well then. I'll see you guys then. This is The Pascal Show.